Skoda SUPERB Mk2 2-litre diesel TDI CR170 ABS wheel speed sensor. Got in my car the other day and I was surprised how many warning lights and error messages have come up on my screen. ABS stabilisation control, traction control, tyre pressures, steering, check engine light. Better start it up and see what happens. What's that buzzer? Seatbelt buzzer. At least the check engine light's gone and the battery light, so it's charging. Better put the code reader on this. And this is a nifty little code reader, King Bolan EDAG Elite. Doesn't cost much and there's no subscription. Covers a wide range of cars and diagnostic areas. I did do a review of this unit, so check out that. I'll leave a link in the description. So I'll just plug this into my OBD2 port, which is down here. Shove it in there and the light comes on. Then turn the ignition on and open the app. Or open the app and then turn the ignition on. Anyway, I won't bore you with how to use it. You can find that in the review. I'll run straight to what I found. And this is what I found. 00668, vehicle voltage terminal 30. That's often the ABS control model, receiving too low a signal. In this case it would be if we've got 00287, right rear ABS wheel speed sensor. So that's pretty much my fault, I reckon. So, better get to it and replace that. So what I can deduce from that is the lower limit's exceeded, so that's low voltage. Or lower than it's expecting in the module, so it's likely to be either the sensor or the supply cable, and the sensors do often fail because they're in a harsh environment, so I'll replace that first and then see how we get on. Put my anti-Mildred's rug down to kneel on, and I've got to get these little plastic caps off the bolts with a little tool that you've got in your spare wheel set. Bit of a nuisance these to get off. There must be a knack to it, I think. Got that one off. I'm sure there's an easier way. What am I doing wrong? Just won't hook on properly. And they're too far in to get your fingers on them. Eventually, right, take all them off and break all the wheel nuts off. I think I'll take the locking one out anyway. Once I've broken all the wheel nuts off and just nipped them back up a bit, I'll put my trolley jack up and lift up the car, and then put my axle stand in on some suitable place that's safe to hold the car up. Then take the wheel off completely, and I usually like to put it underneath the car just for a bit of extra security, like so. So if we look behind the disc, we see the wheel hub, and at the back of the hub is the wheel speed sensor. This is it, with a clip on it and a cable, all a bit dirty, and what's holding it on is a little Torx 30 bolt. So that's what we're going to take off. But before we take the cable off, we'll have to go under the bonnet and disconnect the battery, just in case. And on this car, of course, it's on the passenger side, just here. Locate the negative or black lead, disconnect it and put it to one side so it doesn't touch anything. So these can be quite difficult to get off sometimes, so I'm going to spray it with WD-40 and let that soak. To take the clip off, you need to put a screwdriver in here or your thumbnail and move it up a bit, and it'll It'll leave the clip so it'll come off. They're not always easy, these bag clips. As you can see, it's a 2-pin connector. Get a T30 Torx 1/4" socket and take out the bolt. That's the easy bit. This car's 13 years old and it's been subject to British weather, so there's probably a bit of corrosion there. Now, they're quite delicate, these, and can break if you overprice them, so take care and start to waggle it loose first. Just grab hold of the top and waggle it, and then try and get a screwdriver underneath it. Just do a little bit at a time. You've got to have a bit of patience with these. As I said, you don't want to break the top off, otherwise you've got real problems. I think I need a bigger screwdriver. So I sprayed it again and had a go with a bigger screwdriver. With a bit more luck, I managed to put it under this bit and then lift it up and I was able to prise it a little gap. Opened up. So I decided to put another screwdriver in there, a finer one. Knock that in a little bit. And then I jiggled it, rattled it, wobbled it, and moved my screwdriver a little bit at a time. Sprayed it with a bit more penetrating fluid. And I worked my way up to start prising it where the actual sensor is, not where the hole is, not the bolt hole. Don't want to snap it off there as well. And eventually it started to move a bit. So I'll leave the video to run in real time to show you how I actually did it. Just a little bit at a time. As I said, just a little bit at a time and ease it out. It's quite tight. especially the sort of bulbous sensor end. There it is. Yeah, so you see it's all coated in WD, so that's going to have to dry off. Now you don't want anything getting in the hole, so I've got a ear plug that I'm going to put in to stop any debris going in. I would really like to clean it out, but if you clean anything out, you'll push more debris down onto the bearing reluctor part, which you don't want to do. So it should be alright if I just dry this out. So I need to clean up all around the area, and where the sensor fits onto the hub needs to be flat there, flat surface, so it goes, so the length of the sensor is the same. So you need the sensor to fit flush back up to where it mounts onto the hub to get the correct length. You can't leave it sticking out or anything, or it won't work. So I cleaned all this up best I could with a screwdriver and then brushed all the debris away. Take out the plug and attempted to put the sensor in. Here's the old sensor. As you can see, it's just a 2-pin one. And the new one, make sure you get a good quality one. And make sure you've got the right one. They look identical. And I think this one's got a number on it. So to aid getting this one out in future, I'm going to put a little bit of grease just where the sensor base is and around the top part of the shaft. I don't want any grease on the sensor end at all, and whatever you do, don't use copper ease because that's got metal in it and it'll interfere with the signal. It's quite a tight fit once I get the end in, the bulbous end, and then it goes down, and then it gets caught, gets quite tight, which I guess is all down to the hub corroding inside, expanding it and making the hole slightly smaller. So I took it out again, cleaned it up, and then another go. Then I decided just to file it down a little bit on the fins with a bit of sandpaper, just gently, just a little bit, not much at all. and that seemed to do the trick. Replace the bolt and tighten it up till it's nice and firm. Obviously not too tight. I guess there's a torque setting for these, which I suspect will be around 7 to 8 Newton meters. Not much. Then I'm just going to spray the contacts with electrical contact spray. To make sure they're clean, and then let them dry off and then reconnect it. Right, that's dried off. Now push the connector home till it clicks. You don't want it coming off. And we're done. So I'll go and reconnect the battery. Put the diagnostic tool on and clear the fault code. All the codes have shown to be clear except for this one, steering angle sensor, power steering. So we'll take the dongle out and restart the car, see what happens. Oh, all my warning lights are still, most of them are still there. Start the car. I'll check engine light and battery light goes out. Steering angle lights on, traction control and tyre pressure monitors on. I'll just have a look at those buttons, press those and see what happens. Nothing. Nothing again. Right, just the steering angle warning light to sort out. And what you need to do is just drive off and turn the wheel from left and right, and it should relearn and reset the ECU for that. So I'll do that stationary, just move the steering wheel from left and right a few times. And the lights have gone out. Great. As you can see, just my handbrake and seatbelt light left on. Soon sort those out. And there we are, a clear dashboard now. Brilliant. Hope this helped you out, guys. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and I hope to see you on the next video. Just got to put my wheel back on now.